everybody, Prepper003 here today, and today I wanted to do a review on a chest rig that I've been using for quite a while now, and I've been quite impressed with, and I think you guys will be too. It is the Mayflower UW Gen 6 pusher rig. Right now I've been using it for about 2 years now, in and out. I've tested a couple of other different chest rigs with it, but this one right here is the one that I've been mainly using during my training. I took me through a carbine course and a couple of home courses that I went through with a friend of mine, and right now it's served me very well. It's very, very adaptable to what you need to do with it, and I'm going to go over that right now with some of the things you can do with it. First off, I'm going to go over my setup right here and just to give you guys a little bit of an overview of the chest rig itself. First off, the thing that I like about it, one of the most things, is that it does have the H harness. Now, I do know that some people prefer the X harness, but I prefer the H just because it doesn't dig into the back of the neck, and because I think it distributes the load a little bit better for me. And that's just my opinion on that. Now, then it does have, over here, I'm going to go from my left to my right here. Over on the left side, it does have a really nice radio pouch. Now, this can fit anywhere from anything from your two-way radios like your Baofangs, Motorola's, like I have here, or you can put in your military-style radios, your PRC, your Harris's, and everything else for that. Right now, I'm just running a Baofang GT3TP with an enhanced antenna and then a much more quality mic. Then over onto here, you have MOLLE attachments so you can run anything on here or on here, like I have right here for a pistol pouch. And the actual webbing right here is elastic, so if you needed to put something else a little bit here, you can, just due to the elasticity of that webbing for the MOLLE. Then right here has a larger GP pouch for your general purpose stuff. And what I have in here is just a small light, a multi-tool, and my Lindsay compass. Then right here there's a pistol slash light pouch. I keep a larger Surefire light. The one over here is more for reading maps and other things like that. It's a lower lumen, as this one right here is a high lumen light. That way I have a little bit of disparity. Then right here there's two separate GP pouches, and you can put, they're pretty okay sized. You can fit anywhere from a gas can, 40 mic. Right here I just have two small sealed away flares. This one right here I just keep bare empty. Then on this side right here, there's more of that nice elastic webbing, and I just have a tourniquet attached to that. And over here, I have the first aid pouch. And the nice thing about this pouch here is that what comes with the rig is a nice sealed away pull-out IPAC tray. And what I have in here a marker to write the time for the tourniquet, pair of shears, trauma bandage, S-roll gloves, some duct tape, some seal-locks, and a couple of halo seals put in there. So it can fit quite a lot in here actually for what you're actually getting with this little kit here. And then it seals up nice and good. And goes right back in. And then, now on to the magazines. And right now, the nice thing about this rig is, like I said, it's configurable to you. So, as you see right here, I have the two AR-15 mag pouches on each side. Yes, it is separated, so you're not having one large pouch. So what you can do is, if you wanted to, you can take this section out right here and just seal that up, run two, and use the zipper seal here to give you a larger admin pouch if you wanted to, or to give yourself a larger med pouch, whatever have you. But right now I like to keep the 4 magazines in here. And the nice part about that is, and I'll show you right over here is that with this rig, you can run not just the AR-15 style rifles, but you can run your AKM variant rifles, or you can run your 308 pattern rifles like this right here. And that goes for your FAL, your FAL M14, PMags, whatever have you, for your AR-10s. And they just slide right in there, attaching to the interior Velcro of the mag pouches. So if you wanted to, on the fly, you can easily just throw these in here. And now you're good to go for your AKM variant rifles. And the same thing goes for the AR-10s. But that's the nice thing about the rig, is that you can easily and quickly toss out the AR-15 or whatever have you and throw another one if you have to change your weapon system up in between classes, if you're going through a class. Or as a lot of you preppers out there, I know you guys like to have a couple of different rifles for different purposes. So the nice thing about this rig is that you can actually change that out if you wanted to. But for me, I like to run just my AR-15 in here. Now on to the back of it. Now, right here, it does have a large open admin pouch here that you can get to. It opens up about a good 1.5 feet along the back here, all along here, as you can see. Now, the thing I like about this is that it does come with this zipper segment here, so that if you don't want to have to keep dealing with the noise of Velcro, you can have this zipper segment to get whatever you need to. Now, you can store a lot of different stuff in here. I would suggest just keeping your important paper documents, like maybe your copy of your tax stamp in here if you're running a can, or if you want to, you can keep your maps in here, maps of trails, whatever have you. And then it just goes right all back in there nice and easily. I wouldn't suggest putting anything larger than paper objects in here, because it's going to be sitting right against your sternum or your mid-stomach. So if you have to quickly go prone, you might get yourself a nice good jab in the stomach. Now, on the bottom of the rig, the only thing that you don't have a port for is in the admin pouch, but for like your magazine pouches, all of your GP pouches except for the flashlight here, you have your ports here for your drainage, for sand, mud, or water, whatever have you. So that is a nice addition to it. And on the straps here, on each one of the straps, you do have nice elastic bands here to where if you want to attach and run your cables, your antennas, or what have you, or if you wanted to attach some type of IR strobes or something onto your webbing on the side here, that is available there to you. So that is just a quick overview. You do have, one thing I did quickly forget is you do have the elastics here to put some type of chem lights if you wanted to. So, and you do have webbing over on the side. So you have a lot of attachment points for however you want to set this up. I try to keep it a little bit minimalistic. I know that some people would say that this isn't, but it covers everything I've needed to go 3-4 days with the chest rig. So, and it's worked well in the carving courses that I've taken it through. So I have no qualms with the operation of the chest rig or anything like that. The only thing that I would say kind of is a hindrance is if you are using the retainer straps, is sometimes with the tack reload, if you have to quick get this off and then try to feed another one back in there, sometimes it can be a little bit cumbersome, but not that much. But for speed reload from the chest rig, it works perfectly fine. You don't have much of an issue with that. So right now, I will say that there's one thing that you won't be able to do with this chest rig here is if you're wanting to run your HK 417 or HK 762 pattern rifle magazines. They're not going to be compatible with the AR-10 magazine adapters for this chest rig. You're going to have to get another type of chest rig for that if you're having that's your main rifle that you're using. So that's just one thing that I will say. Or if you're using the G3 pattern rifles, sometimes if you're trying to refeed them, the sides of the magazine where it has to lock into that mag well, they do sometimes catch on the sides of this. So that's one time for if you're trying to attack reload, that's a little bit of thing that I have an issue with. But if you're trying to get them quick out of there, it works perfectly fine. So that's just one more thing that, well, two things that I have had issues with is with the HK MR762 or with the HKG3 pattern rifles, your PTR 91s. But besides that, I really love the chest rig. You can fit a lot in here. You can configure it a lot of different ways. And you can run a multitude of rifles, and it comes completely with all of that you need to adapt this thing. It doesn't, you don't have to go and buy separate pouches for it or anything like that. It comes right there with you. Now I know some people like to keep their front slick to get a little bit more low profile, but I haven't had any issues going prone with this, and I haven't had any issues using it in and out of a vehicle either. So it works very well for that, and the nice part about this is you can adapt this to a plate carrier, as I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so now if you're wanting to attach the Mayflower UW pusher rig to a chest rig, the one thing that you're going to have to do is pretty much detach the straps here, as you see here. Now the one thing, if you do have your radio running a mic through the straps, you're going to have to reconfigure your radio to your plate carrier, because the straps are not going to be compatible with the plate carrier swift clip attachment system. So that's the one downside to quickly attaching this to a plate carrier, unless you just want to throw it over the plate carrier yourself. But you just remove the H harness strap, and then you remove the side strap here for your waist or midsection. Now what you would do is you just come up and attach it to your swift clip system right here that's mounted to your plate carrier. Now there you go. Now it's nice and secure. Now if you do, now there's one more section that you do have a small section of Velcro on the back of it, if you want to attach it to your MOLLE compatible plate carrier, like there is Velcro on the front of your plate carrier. So the APC that I have right now does have Velcro segments attached to the MOLLE segments on the APC. But if you don't, there's no problem. The swift clip strap system here does very well at maintaining this, and there's not a lot of shifting or anything like that. Even if you jump with it, there's nothing or a lot of movement there with the actual plate carrier, or with, well, not the plate carrier, but with the chest rig attached to the plate carrier, and you still have your access to everything you need to. So that's the one thing that I like about this rig here, is that you can get at, with you having your plate carrier on, is you can easily quickly attach this to it, move and go, or if you want to, you can just throw it right over your plate carrier. So that's just one thing that I like about it, is that you have a lot of options with the UW Gen 6 pusher rig. There's a lot of different things that you can do with it if you want to buy extras for it. There's back panels that you can buy. There's an actual adapter that if you wanted to put a plate on the front, kind of like you do have with the Rhodesian chest rigs. So that's another nice thing that you can do with it, is if you want to go further and spend more money into it. The only downside that you're going to have to the chest rig, besides the incompatibility with your pretty much your G3 and your HK762, is going to be the price. So whenever I bought it a couple years ago, it was running right around $220, $230 for the chest rig. Now the material that the chest rig is made out of is very high quality Cordura, so you're not going to have to worry about any tearing or ripping in it. All the times I've used it out in the woods, in the snow, in the rain, in the sun, taking it and putting a lot of rounds to it, doing a lot of mag changes with it, and really abusing the chest rig. I haven't got shot at with it, so there's one thing there. So I don't have any bullet holes to test that. But the chest rig here, I haven't had any type of environmental damage to it. I haven't even using it in the heavy mud and rain and soot out by the fires and everything. There hasn't been any type of stainage to the actual material. So unless you get exposed to something like heavy stain, like oil or something like that, you're not going to have that type of issue with that either. So overall, I could definitely give this chest rig pretty much a 4.5 out of 5 or a 8.5 out of 10, whichever segment that you want to use. The only reason that I knock it just a little bit is for the actual incompatibility with those magazines. But that's the magazines themselves. But if you're using an AR-10 or a SR-25 compatible rifle, it's a 5 out of 5 for that. So that's just one thing that I would say about it. The only thing is that if you, like I said, if you want to run it slick, these front panel pouches right here aren't removable. They are sewn into the actual chest rig. So that's just one other downside that some people might see as. The other thing is I don't know if it's going to be an issue for you, but the pouches on the side here, especially for your pistol side, do come a little bit over into this area. I normally like to keep this whole section right here slick, but I'm still able to easily access my pistol, come up and get it out, and then get down and get my pistol back into the holster. So I don't have that much of an issue with that, but I suppose if I was in more of a confined space that might have into an issue with it, but overall I don't have that issue. So, I haven't experienced that issue, I should say, yet. So, but I really like this chest rig. I've been using it for a long time, and I just wanted to finally get a review on it and get that out there, that this is a good chest rig. And if you're looking for a good all-around chest rig to use, take the different courses, that's going to last a long time and pretty much maybe outlast you, I would definitely suggest the UW Gen 6 pusher rig.